Hey friends, happy Friday to you. We are in our final Ladies on Track Heart Thought Devotion for Parables of Jesus, and I'm so glad you could join me today. Our final parable that we're looking at is the persistent widow. Have you ever prayed a long time for something? I was talking to someone just recently, and they were discouraged because they felt like their prayers hadn't been answered. And I want to talk to you about this. One thing that I noticed in the scripture today, you'll find it, we're on day 28 in the Bible study, and you will find this in Luke chapter 18. And as I read this, the thing that I noticed the most was the very first scripture and the very last scripture. And I want to point that out to you today. Then he spoke a parable to them that men ought to pray and not lose heart. So that's the whole theme of this parable that Jesus is speaking to us today, that we should pray and not lose heart. And he goes on to tell this parable about the widow, and she is praying, and she came before the unjust judge that she continued to give her request to him. She was persistent, and she just continued on. She was like a fly that wouldn't go away. Have you ever had one of those? And that's what it was like. But here's the other part of this parable that really grabs a hold of me. The very last scripture said, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? So, two things that I really want to point out to you today. Pray and do not lose heart. And number two, keep having faith. Faith that God will answer prayer. It may not be how you want him to answer it. It may not be when you want him to answer it. But God is sovereign. His will and his ways are perfect. So continue to trust, continue to have faith, and continue being like that persistent widow with your prayer request. I hope you have a great day. God bless you.